Qualifying's about to kick off any moment here at the Circuit Barcelona Catalunya. No doubt that today will be full of action on the track. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong. And that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
I know the team back at the factory put in a lot of hours getting the car ready for you this weekend. Let's repay them. Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Vettel, Gasly and Carlos Sainz. With qualifying complete, all that remains... What does the Spanish Grand Prix have in store for us today, I wonder? I hope we see some tight wheel-to-wheel action down the main straight, circa Mansell and Senna way back in '91, or maybe we'll have a more strategic race here on a track where overtaking can be difficult. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Let's start proceedings by talking about Lucas Weber. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
Well, Weber has a reputation for consistency that goes back to his days in F2. But as we've seen before, being consistent and consistently winning F1 races can be two very different things. Every weekend poses its own challenges, and how he deals with those will have more impact than his performance in the last race.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And it's Pierre Gasly in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Verstappen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Hülkenberg, Albon, Weber, the engineer, and Devon Butler, Perez, Raikkonen, Kevin Magnussen, and Kvyat. Norris, Leclerc, Valtteri Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton. Ricciardo and Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going. Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights. Some information on Hülkenberg. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. You made it look easy. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. To second a lap on the car behind. Please stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track. Caution, caution. The gap to the car behind is 2.4 seconds. Okay, clear. Let's turn up the ERS deployment and burn some of this energy. This is your final lap of the race. Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.